to Cinco de Mayo festivities or after, either way, I would recommend doing that after yoga and not right before, because we had someone who did Cinco de Mayo for lunch and then came in for the 4, and then there was a close call with anyway, so hello, happy Thursday. Let's get started in child's pose and let's get moving tonight. I know we're expecting Kathy any minute now virtually, but in your child's pose, let yourself get situated. Spread out your fingertips nice and wide. Let your hips sink down towards your heels. And then whatever you've got planned for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, just put that off to the side for the next 60 minutes so that you can just move your body through space and see what there is to see. So take a deep breath in together. Fill yourself all the way up. Then exhale it out. Another deep breath in, fill all the way, and clear all the air back out. One more time like that, fill up together, empty together, and start to build your Ujjayi breath. A long inhale with a pause at the top, and a long exhale with a pause at the bottom, just really purposeful right from the start of your practice, so you have something to lean back on. When poses get more challenging or when you feel like your brain's distracting you, you've got the breath to come back to. Downward facing dog. Move the down dog around any way you need to. Pedal out the feet, shake out your head, all of that good stuff so that you can get your down dog exactly where it needs to be tonight. Walk your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly away in and up. Hey, Kathy, press the fork of your feet straight down into the mat. And start to get your weight down into your big toe mounds, down into the center of both of your heels. So there's a real connection. Instead of you just standing on your mat, like feet into your mat. Then rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Pick one specific thing that you want to focus on. We'll send out all those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Breath out. Good. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. A big breath all the way up to your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Push the air out. Yeah, there it is. Breathe in. Fill. Exhale. 1 more. Push all the air out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Take your gaze up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more. Breathe in. Thumbs down on your exhale. Yeah, connect. 1 more. Push all the air out. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Go up and go back. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. knee tap, low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in, clear it out. Big inhale, expand, push the air out. Last one. Empty completely. Step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. One more, Sunny. Rise up to standing and reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Push the air out. Full inhale. Big exhale. Last one. Clear it all the way out. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, chair pose and stay. Sit way back on your hips. The breath sounds good, so keep that flowing. Lift and spread your toes off of the mat. Yes, one more inhale here. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms. Stay for the breath out. Good, back up to chair. Reach, twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing, right side warrior one. Step through, stretch the sides of your body all the way up. Low push up, hands to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down, left side, warrior one. Step through, press, lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Yeah, purposeful. Breathe in. Breath out. Set your gaze at the back of your mat. One more breath. Push all the air out. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold down. Chair pose. One breath this time. Reach. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Good. Chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side warrior one. Lunge deep. Go all the way up. Low push up. Hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Step. Take a big breath in as you lift. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Full inhale. Clear it out. Yeah, sigh if that's there for you. Breath in, breath out. Making space. One more. Clear it all the way. Feet to hands. Halfway lift with your weights. Fold down. Chair pose. Sit deep. Twist right. Open on the inhale. Stay and breathe out. Back up to chair. Twist left. Inhale, expand. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior. Step through. A big step. A deep lunge. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing, left side, warrior one, step, smooth motion all the way up to your fingers, chaturanga, hands to the floor. Up dog, downward facing dog. Breath in together, clear it out. 2 more, in, exhale. Last one, fill up. Push all the air out, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, last sun B, chair pose. Twist right. Open on the inhale. Stay and breathe out. Good, chair pose. Stretch, twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side warrior one. The deepest lunge out on this side. Go deep. Yes. Slow push up. Beautiful lunges. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side. Step nice and deep on this side. Parallel that thigh. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, yes, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Down in your body, down where you belong. Send your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Flip your dog. Go all the way over. Nice. A lot of you have been working on going super slow through that transition, and it's starting to show. You can go to wheel pose and get sun in your eyes if you're Paige. That's good. Yeah, fingertips on the floor, just like an added distraction to do a little extra work. Then flip back over side plank. Send your left hand up to the sky. You can have a weight in your palm or an open hand. Spread your fingertips apart. Flex both of your ankles. Add more breath. Yep, you're going to stay right here in the plank. Keep squeezing skin to muscle to bone in your side plank. One more inhale. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. Slow flip all the way over. Nice. And then connect 2 feet to the floor. Fingertips and edge of your thumb down into the mat. If the wheel is there, take it. And even if it's not, you might reach a little closer to the floor. Yes, Kathy. And see if that's available for you. Then flip back over, side plank. Right hand straight up to the sky. Start to wrap everything into center. And whether you plan on lifting your leg or not, flex both of your ankles. Yes, Sarah, there you go. So they're awake and alive and part of your side plank. One more breath. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Sigh it out. Good. 2 more. In and sigh. Last one. Clear the air out. Right side crescent lunge. Step through. Keep building the breath as you set at the base of your crescent. You might try your feet a little wider, left to right, if it feels a bit wobbly this afternoon. That's fine. You just create the base how it's showing up in the moment. Hands up to the sky. Add more breath. Yeah, loud enough that Kathy at home can hear you breathing. Glue your eyes on one spot. We'll take some knee dips with the back leg so you can either lower or touch it to the mat. You'll dip for 5. 4, keep breathing. 3, 2, press up. 1, reach all the way up, hands to heart center, twist right. Then everybody start breathing again because we like to hold our breath doing the knee dips. Palms together or open your arms, up to you. Then fingertips wide awake, toes wide awake. So the whole pose has a sense of lightness to it. Stay for 1 more breath. Hold it for the exhale, then warrior 2, face the opposite way. Nice and deep in your warrior 2 legs. I took Philomena's class this morning on Evo Go, and she had us in warrior 2 for longer than I'm used to being in warrior 2. And I was like, woo, this one has a little heat to it when you stay in it a little longer. So come down into your warrior 2 legs. Yeah, knee right on top of your ankle so your thigh can be parallel with the mat. And then stretch your fingertips apart from one another. Like one hand will get physically further from the opposite hand. Come a little deeper again. Keep squeezing it into center. Now extended side angle, but stay deep in your front leg. Steady rhythmic breath. Low in that lunge so the heat can build in both of your legs and that liveliness can build in both of your legs. You can take a bind if you're not already there and peel your left shoulder open toward the ceiling. Yes, Amy, there you go. 1 more breath in here. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Woo, give that leg a break. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side crescent lunge, step through. You got it. Come down nice and deep and then connect through the feet. Connect through the ball mound of your back foot. Hands up to the ceiling. Steady rhythmic breath. When it starts to get quiet where you're practicing, breathe a little louder. Incorporate everybody else around you and everybody practicing virtually. Knee dips with the back leg. Go for 5, 4, 3. Good control. 2, 1. Straighten up tall. Twist left. Steady rhythmic breath. Palms together or arms apart. You choose. You choose the variation in each and every pose that's going to let you land in the fullest expression for your practice tonight. Plug your front big toe mound into the mat. Yes, stay here for one more breath. Get complete on the exhale and twist. And warrior 2, open up. Warrior 2 is a full pose instead of just a transition to get you to extended side angle. Come down deep. And then most of you can lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Yes, Tina, that was a huge difference. Yes, John, there you go. So your tailbone can go straight to the floor. Now come deeper in the lunge. Front of the pelvis up and a little deeper in the lunge. Extended side angle. Keep those 2 pieces working. Steady breath. Let the heat build. Be okay with there being work happening in your front leg. And you can add the bind if you want to on this side. Set your gaze right on one spot. One more breath. Chaturanga. Big breath in up dog. Open up your chest. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Breath number 2. Exhale. Last one, fill up. Empty completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way back in your hips. Send your tailbone to the back edge of your mat. Then lift and spread your toes off of the floor. Hands to heart twist right. Open your arms. Bottom arm between your knees. Yeah, maybe the half bind or the full bind is there. Half bind is the top arm around your back so you can grab the outside of your hip. Maybe the bottom arm underneath your left thigh to meet your fingertips for the full bind. Yes. Wherever you are, you can stay or take bird of paradise from here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Take your first 2 fingers around your big toes. It is steamy out in here today, folks. Tailbone up to the sky. Let your elbows come out to the side, and it might mean that you need to shake out your head, yes and no, or sway side to side. Like if movement is what you need in this pose, then take that. Release your hands. Take crow from the head of your mat. A big, powerful crow pose. Squeeze everything into center. Your inner thighs into center. The inner edges of your feet. Pull them into center. Beautiful. Eyes stay on one spot. Step or jump back. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Big exhale out. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Tailbone to the back edge of your mat. Toes light and lifted. Get the feet involved. Hands to heart twist left. Open the arms. Welcome back, Kathy. And then you go for it. The half bind. The full bind. Maybe it's bird of paradise. It's super helpful to look at the floor when you're going up into bird of paradise to help keep your balance. Eyes on one spot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Take gorilla. Step on your palms. Toes all the way to your wrists. Then you take the wiggling and the moving and the bending and all the things you need to do here. Yeah. No wrong answers. Just doing what feels good. Second opportunity for crow. If you want to take this one upside down, you've got a couple more breaths to do that here. Or you can keep your focus on your crow and see if you hold it a little bit longer than you normally do. Crow pose. Gaze right out in front of your fingertips and set it right on the floor. Yes, Kelly, there you go. Keep your gaze right out in front of your fingertips. So whether the feet are up or down, all the building blocks are still the same. That's just that last little piece. Step or jump, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Fill. Push all the air out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Eagle pose. Right side. Right arm under. Right leg over. You got it. Drop back into the breath. You've already done a lot of work so far in the practice. Now add the breath back on top of it now that there's more room. Center of your standing heel straight into the mat. Press down. Good. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Press your right foot straight back as long and straight as you can get that lifted leg, and then full airplane. Reach your arms straight back. Nice transition. Smooth and fluid. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Keep them together. Half moon. All kinds of times. Smooth transitions. I love it. Yeah, and grab the block, the floor, the water bottle, whichever prop you like to use in half moon, do that. Keep the breath fluid. You can stay in half moon or take sugar cane. Bend your top knee and grab your top ankle. You got it. One more breath. Feet to the mat. Eagle pose. Left side. Left arm under. Left leg over. Eyes on one spot and then get settled down into the standing foot. The center of that heel straight down. As if the leg bone, the lower leg bone, presses down into the heel and that bone is rooting you into the mat. Arms stay bound, airplane with your legs. Press, press, press through your lifted heel, full airplane. So there's a lightness to the chest, right? Like an upward facing dog in your chest. Good, Allison. Keep that space, shoulder blades together on your back. Half moon, open up. Steady, rhythmic breath. That's really that last final piece that creates the softness and the fullness that you need in every single pose. Then sugar cane if you took it on the right. Grab the ankle and expand through the chest and upper back. One more breath. Feet to the floor. I know. Rise up to standing. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. Set your gaze on one point. For this first one, just focus on the shape of the pose. Nothing crazy or over the top or pushing it too far. You're just expanding out like you're filling up a cup with water. It's getting all of the edges of the pose all the way up to the top. Switch sides. Left side, standing bow or dancer's pose. You fill it up. Fill the cup with water from the sole of your foot, up your leg, through your pelvis, all the way up to the top of the pose. See what there is to see. Right side, second set. All right, you've got the shape of the pose. Now go for it. See how far out you can push and pull, or if there's a space you need to pull in a little bit or expand a little bit over here, all the way out. Stay here for 5, 4, big breaths. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Last one. Eyes on one spot. Take your pose. All the way full, ready for it. Ready for full expression in this standing bow or dancer. Push and pull and lift. 3, 2, 1. Feet to the mat. Tree pose, right side. This could be a perfect opportunity to just come back to center. You choose the hand variation you want this afternoon. A variation that has a lightness to it, a liveliness to it. So it's like you're getting a second wind right before the next half of your practice. A second wind, a reset button. Left side tree. Eyes set. Little bit of softness to your standing knee. Let those muscles do the work to stabilize your knee. The reset button. Come right back here onto your mat, just moment by moment. Last breath. Both feet to the mat. Extended mountain, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap, low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side triangle, step through. Take up a lot of space on your mat in your triangle pose and then lengthen out your legs. Press the ground away with both of your feet so your leg bones, your upper thigh bones pull into your pelvis, right into the center of the pose. Good adjustments. Lots of shifting and moving and hips and pelvises and things going on. I like that. Stay with that work. Maybe you add on the opening up of your chest and you turn it into a bit of a back bend. If your hand's on a block, you might need to take the block a few inches further back. Then press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Ninja lunges on this side. Bend your right knee and sink into your right hip. Over into your left knee and into your left hip. You go with it. Go with the flow of it. Make it as fluid and smooth as possible as you move side to side. It could be that you're moving quicker or slower than your neighbor, and that's totally fine. You pick the pace. Steady and rhythmic. Maybe the gaze is moving from one side to the other, really specific. You've got another breath or two to get complete, get evened out. And then you'll all meet up back in center. Rise up to standing. Splits facing the front edge of your mat. So you can take a full split or a half. A lot of you have been working with a block underneath your front thigh. That's a great place to be. Or have your hands up on a block. If you're working on the full split, start to slide forward. Yes. Take all the time you need with the setup. This is definitely one of those poses that rushing it is not really the best idea. So you take your time. Blocks, fingertips. Beautiful. Once you've got yourself settled in your feet, in your toes, lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Yeah, wherever you are in the split, just gather everything in and up towards your ribs. Good. Toes awake on your front foot. Little bit of softness in your front knee so it's not locked out. Yes, good adjustments. Just that tiny bit makes a huge difference. Okay, twisting splits. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Maybe you've got your hands on the outside of your thigh. Yeah, set them where they need to be. That makes sense. Where you still feel supported in the split, but there's a little bit of a twist to it as well. Nice. Yeah, if you need to move your hands and readjust, just do that. Stay right here and breathe. Feet awake and toes awake. One more breath together. High to low push-up. In a couple of minutes when you're able to do that. Yes. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Whew. Left side triangle. Step your foot between your hands. Lots of space between the feet. Stretch those top fingertips right up to the ceiling. Let's start to add on the pieces here. Long leg bones. Press your heels into the floor. Thigh bones into the center of your pelvis, into the center of the pose. Then maybe the back bend if that's there for you. Open up your chest. Maybe your fingertips go further back. Yeah. Press down, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. This time take a bind. Either interlace your fingers or take a strap between your hands. I've been using a towel between my hands a lot lately to give my shoulders some more room to work with, so it might be something that you try. Now, wherever your arms go, perfect. Keep them right there, and then add a little bit of softness to your knees. Yeah. In fact, everybody, keep your arms right where they are. Bend your knees a lot, and then straighten your legs back out, tailbone up to the ceiling. Yeah, bend the knees, tilt the tailbone up, and straighten the legs. Good. Do that a couple more times. Bend knees, tailbone up, straighten the legs. Just working that. We work this a lot in downward facing dog, but not typically in this pose, so just play around with that. Then release your bind, rise all the way up to standing. Splits facing the front of your mat. Set it up with the block, the water bottle, the fingertips. It could be that one side is more accessible for splits than the other side, so you just use the block and the tools that you have to set up the split for this side of the body. Then you work from the ground up, feet awake and toes awake. Front of the pelvis up to the belly button. Stay right here and breathe. It takes a couple of breaths to get settled into the split, settled into the foundation of the pose. Good adjustments. Stay right here. Front of the pelvis up to the belly button. Twist, twist to the left. Wherever it feels like the right place to put your hands, there's not really a wrong answer here. So if on the hips feels good, great. If hands on the outside of your right thigh feels good, or left thigh rather, do that. I like leaning into a water bottle or a block sometimes. That feels good. Last breath here. High to low push up. Oof. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I think it's a good time for another sigh. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Breath number 2. One more. Fill up. Exhale it out. Roll out to a high plank. Shoulders stacked right on top of your wrist. You have 2 options. You can stay here and hold the plank, or take mountain climbers, knees into your nose for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way to the mat. Locust pose or Superman. Locust, hands back by your hips. Superman, arms out in front. You pick your pose. Rise up and away from the floor. Go for length. The longest lengths you've had all practice. Right out through your 10 toes. Beautiful. Big inhale. Lower down. Rock your hips left and right to release your low back. Second set, stick with locust or stick with Superman, or you can switch, up to you. Pick your pose, rise up. Belly in and up. Pulling your navel so much to the front of your spine, it might even almost lift off the mat. There's that sensation of it lifting off the mat. Last breath, lower down. Side to side with the hips. Floor bone number 1, grab your knee or grab your ankles, bend your knees. If you can grab your knees from here, that would be very impressive. So just stick with the ankles for now. Rise up and away from the floor. Press your chest straight forward and your shins straight back. Again, going for that length to create the biggest back bend possible, because you've got the most space possible. Last inhale, lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bone number 2, folks. You got it. Bend the knees, grab the ankles, up you go. Up and away from the floor. Now flex your ankles a lot, as if you intend to leave full footprints on the ceiling. Yes, where each toe, the edges of your feet, they all connect to the ceiling. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Upward facing dog. Rise up off the mat and stretch the front of your body long. Wide open chest. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands, jump through to sit, and come down onto your back for bridge pose. Press both of your feet straight down into the mat, rise up. Interlace those hands underneath you. Tuck the shoulder heads underneath you one at a time so you've got room to lift your chest up to the ceiling. Big, full Ujjayi breaths here. Breaths that fill your entire physical body instead of just your lungs. There it is. One more. Lower down, knees side to side. All right, folks, it's time for wheel pose. Wheel number 1, you can stick with bridge or move on to wheel. Tuck your fingertips, rise up, choose the pose, go up. Yes, up and away from the floor. Big, open, expressive pose. Then tuck your chin and lower down. Full breath in together. Full breath out. Number 2, rise up, bridge or wheel, pick and go. Yes, where the entire body is participating. Tuck your chin and lower. Breathe in together. Full breath out. Number 3, press and lift. Never a time where the brain comes in and distracts you like you've got it and you're just doing the thing. Lower down. Breathe in. Breath out. Number 4, press, lift, go. Super simple, super clear, right on one spot. Tuck your chin and lower. You got this. Breathe in. Breath out. Number 5, press, go. Up and away from the mat. Wide open chest. Lower down. Breathe in together. Full breath out. Last one. Last wheel, last bridge, last big back bend of your practice. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Connect your big toe mounts. Connect the soles of your feet. Different from them just touching. Press them together. Happy baby or dead bug. Draw your knees way down to the ground. Maybe your feet a little closer up by your face. That'll shift the stretch in your hips a little bit. Sometimes that feels extra juicy. Then legs up to the sky. Hands either behind your head or next to your hips. We're setting up for scissor legs. Lower your right leg halfway to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Breath in. Exhale, switch. Keep going with your own breath. Smooth and fluid. The pit of your belly, that space below your navel, straight down to the mat. Flex those ankles. You got it. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. Belly down to the mat. You can move your hands underneath your hips if you need more support. Lower both legs 30 degrees. Lower them 60. Lower them to hover. Open and close the legs. Draw them out and squeeze them in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. I know. Fun in quotations, right? Lower 30. Lower 60. Lower to hover. Belly down. Legs open and close. 5, 4. Flex your ankles. 3, 2, 1. Legs up. Belly down to the mat. You've got one more set. Last set. Lower 30. Lower 60. Lower to hover. Wide and then close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up. Knees into your chest. Whew. Hands behind your head. Abdominal twists. Elbow to opposite knee. Go for it. You got it. Your own pace with your breath. Nice. Control. Lots of different variations. You can just do the upper half or lower half of your body, legs all the way out or a little bit out. Yes. Keep going. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in. Rock up to boat pose. Big boat pose. Lift and spread your chest. Yeah, long legs or bent knees. That part's up to you, but keep a nice long spine. Broad collarbones. Beautiful. Stay right here and breathe. You just keep working the pose. Flexed ankles. Good, Paige. Spread your toes. Last breath. Downward facing dog. Down dog to right side half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. You might have a little extra room to work with. It's nice and warm in here tonight. So maybe your front shin comes closer to the front edge of your mat. Just something to check in with every now and again in this pose. As you get settled in your half pigeon, let your forehead come to rest on something, whether that's your block or the mat. Could be on your stacked fists. Steady, steady breath here. Sometimes I come onto my mat in my practice and I'm like, cool, I've got the breath right out of the gate. I'm in the zone. Magic is happening. Piece of cake. Like we all have those moments in our practice, even if it's just for a couple of minutes of, whoa, like something is happening right now. And then other times where there's a lot of distracting things, a lot of things going on in your life, a lot of things going on in the world. And it's like, I cannot put my attention on my breath to save my life right now. So when you come onto your mat and you start to build and work that muscle memory of, yep, just coming back to the breath, get distracted, back to the breath. Something is hard, back to the breath. It makes it just that little bit easier when you're off your mat and things are chaotic to drop back into that space. You take the opportunities when it's a little bit easier to focus on breath, so you're more likely to have that tool when it's not so easy. You've got a few more breaths in your half pigeon. You can stay right here or take king pigeon. Bend your back knee and grab a hold of your back foot or your back ankle. Steady breath. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon, left knee, the left wrist. Let's see if you've got a little more room to bring your front shin closer to parallel. Maybe yes and maybe no, but it's always good to explore that. Oftentimes you'll take a pose again and again and let it land in the same way every time, and then a few months later you're going, why does this feel the same? You've done a lot of work. Maybe there's more room. And there's that opportunity, right? In every single pose, anytime you're on your mat and you're like, this just kind of feels like same old, same old. Do something about that. Make a shift happen. That's what takes it from a practice. So you're like, I could take it or leave it. I could practice yoga today. I don't really, maybe. To, I absolutely have to practice today. Something really cool could happen. Something really powerful could happen. Ujjayi breath all the way to the end. Then stay or king pigeon. That same action you had in your splits, the front of the pelvis up toward the belly button, have that here in king pigeon. Then frog pose or seated wide leg fold, your choice. As you find your way into your seat, I'll also offer those of you who take the seated wide leg fold, if you're getting pretty close down towards the floor, you might start turning it into a tortoise pose instead of the seated wide leg fold. So what that would look like is your legs exactly as they are, and then your arms reaching back and under your knees, back behind you. I saw some quizzical brows. Yeah, me too. I'm not there quite yet, but there's that intention there, right? Yeah, John, you could totally do that. Hands underneath your knees and then scoop them back behind you. Yes. Yeah, that's tortoise pose. So everybody look at John if you don't know what I'm talking about with tortoise pose. But there's always somewhere to go in every pose. There's a place to be. There's things to add on, things to take off. Feet and toes awake, regardless of the pose you're taking here. A steady breath. Wherever you've got the most room in your body, put your steady breath there. Few more breath cycles here. The full inhale with the pause and the exhale with the pause. Maybe in the last few breaths you let out a sigh. Like there's a softness that comes with the sigh. You can soften into the pose a little further. Slowly make your way out. Take seated single leg extension. Right leg out, left heel in towards your right thigh. You've got the options to either fold straight over your leg or take a side bend and stretch out your side body from your hip to your armpit. Or if your side body is tight like mine, maybe it's your hip all the way up to your fingertips. Press out through your right heel, away from you, far away so the leg gets super long. Then even though you've got that heel pressed out far and away, a little bit of bend to that extended knee. Yeah, just a little bit of wiggle room for you. Switch legs, left leg out, right heel in. You choose fold forward or the side bend. Some big deep breaths here. Purposeful breaths here. That chance to have more big, full, loud breaths probably than you can when you're going elsewhere, running errands, doing all of that kind of stuff. And seated forward fold, both legs straight out. Melt forward. You can bend your knees a little or a lot here. It might feel good to put a block underneath your knees sometimes. Sometimes I'll stick a block under my knees to bend my knees a lot so I can really melt and squish the halves of my body together. Outer edges of your feet back towards your face. Yeah, good adjustments. Then tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Lift your hips up to the sky. You're taking the plank, point the toes down to the ground. Tabletops, plug your big toe mounds into the mat. Take one more breath in here. Lower down. Fish poses next. You can tuck a block between your shoulder blades or tuck your hands underneath you. Let your eyes land on one spot. Then an on-purpose choice with your legs. Supta Baddha legs, bent knees, maybe pointed toes with long legs feels really good. Let your body expand and stretch out. Ooh, these eye towels are so chilly. And they're gonna feel awesome. Take one more breath in together. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Big exhale. Come down onto your back. Let's get upside down. Last opportunity to get inverted, to shake things up. Steady, conscious choices. So you're really particular about how your shoulders are on the mat and your shoulders stand. Really particular about how your feet show up in your waterfalls. About that gaze and the headstands and handstands. Good. Headstands, handstands, couple more breaths, and then child's pose. Shoulder stands, take plow. Long legs in your plow. Hands can stay on your low back or the mat, wherever they feel best. Then plow to deaf yogi. Bend your knees, hug them around the sides of your head. Stay here in deaf yogi. Round your spine towards the front edge of your mat. Slowly lower down piece by piece. Knees into your chest. When you get there, take a supine twist. Drop your knees one way, twist and look the other way. Let this be more of a melting than a forcing a twist to happen. Let gravity twist and ring out. Supine twist, opposite way. Supta Baddha Konasana. If you like putting the eye towel when you're in Supta Baddha, it's up at the corner of your mat. Allow the hips to be heavy. Allow your bones to be heavy. Shavasana. Let your legs go long, arms nice and long. And take a long breath in. Fill yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Take a deep breath in. Full breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much for coming in the studio, signing in virtually, making a very sweaty practice happen. Namaste. Good work, everybody. All right. If anyone has any questions about stuff we've got coming up, about Access that starts in 2 weeks now, which is insane, or anything else, let me know. And have an awesome rest of your Thursday.